right, welcome along to AFTV Friday Night Live. We've got here eventually. Lots of little glitches trying to get our live stream up, but it's here. Lee Gunner is here.
We're here.
And we're here to talk about Arsenal. And we want you to talk with us. Now, let's start off by talking about last night. Ostersund's 2, Arsenal 1. Embarrassing. You didn't seem to have too much of a problem with it last night. I did. I was like, this is Ostersund's. You know what? My biggest problem with last night was the way in which I saw those Arsenal players swagger onto the pitch.
Mincing around.
Messing about.
Yeah.
Did not take Ostersund seriously. And you know what? If we could have went out.
We could have. And
that would have been one of the most embarrassing nights in our European history.
Let's be real, it would have been one of the most embarrassing nights ever. Not just European history, but we didn't. And I must admit, when they were 2-0 up, they had a nailed-on penalty waved away. Yeah, nailed on. That guy, I don't know why he never appealed. I said this last night to you. He never even appealed. Yeah, if that was me, I would have been waving my arms around, like, do you know what I mean? But yeah, I must admit, when they went 2-0 up, they went bang, bang, 2 quick goals, shocking defending, shocking everything. Shocking goalkeeping, shocking defending, you know, shocking midfield play by giving it away in the first place. But when they went 2-0, I was worried. I was worried. And luckily we got in at half-time, come back out, we got the goal quickly, and I think that just killed them off. If we hadn't have got it so quick, that might have given them the ascendancy to go and get the first.
It's not good enough though, Lee. For me, it's not good enough to... The thing that upsets me is that, you know, you got players there that, you know, they're not taking, it's complacency of the highest order. Right now, this team, they've beaten Galatasaray, they've beaten Hertha Berlin, they've drew with Atletico Bilbao. That tells you they're serious teams. Obviously, Arsenal took them seriously in the first leg. They obviously looked at that and thought, you know what, hey, this is a serious team. You know what I mean? You don't beat these sort of...
Let's be real, in the first leg, they had a nailed-on penalty waved away in that as well.
Yeah, but the first game, Arsenal, you saw, they closed them down, they denied them space, and that's why Arsenal won that game. They forced them into lots of mistakes in the game. Yeah. There was not one piece of closing down in the first half of that game yesterday, because basically Arsenal just thought, we're 3-0 up. We're through already.
Yeah.
Now, that's
arrogance.
That is the thing that upsets me with Arsenal sometimes. I don't know if it's the manager, I don't know if it's the players, but it's just unacceptable. Young players out there who should be knocking on the door, you know, of the manager saying, Arsene, come on, throw me in on Sunday. Did nothing. Senior players out there.
Did nothing.
Did nothing. Yeah. I mean, it was just, not good enough.
See, the thing for me is, like you said, there should have been players out there staking a claim. Welbeck, Iwobi, even Maitland-Niles, because let's be real, Xhaka ain't really played well this season.
Maitland-Niles was very poor.
He was poor, and I'll be honest, I'm a little bit gutted he got pulled off at half-time, because that's going to dent his confidence.
But if he hadn't got pulled off at half-time, the way he was playing, the way he was casually strolling around the pitch, we could have lost that game, right? I mean, to be fair to Xhaka, when he came on, it made things a bit more solid. And you know what? Sometimes... Let's hope that, you know, Maitland-Niles learns from this. Yeah. And, you know, because sometimes I think some of these players, they think they've made it already.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Maybe something like this happening brings them down to earth a bit and they think, yo, you know what?
Yeah, but you know what?
We're
qualified, Robbie. So, like, maybe... See, I've said this before. You can't keep blaming different sets of players for the same accidents, as Arsene Wenger calls them. You know, he's been the manager for so many years now. And how many of these types of results have we had? And especially in the last 5 years.
Do you think it's his fault?
It is his fault. Listen, I'm a massive Wenger out, as you know, right? I'm not going to harp on about Arsene Wenger because he's here. He signed his new deal. He's staying. If he goes at the end of the season, then yeah, great. Cheers, see you later. If he doesn't, then what can we really do about it? There's nothing we can do. We can all scream and shout. But if he does stay for another year, expect this again next season, because it doesn't matter who he buys, who he plays in what position, whether it's the right position, the wrong position. We have way too many of these results. Look at our away form.
What about the players, man? When they're going to start taking some responsibility for it as well? You know what I mean? You know, you can blame the manager, right? But he sends the team out there. He doesn't send them out to be as lackluster as they were.
No, of course. Listen, he don't send them out there to lose. Let's be real, right?
I mean,
nobody wants to lose. None of the players want to lose.
It didn't seem like a European Cup game either. I mean,
no, it didn't.
So many empty seats in the stadium. Yeah. Half the stadium didn't even bother to turn up yesterday. You know, what I mean,
one thing I noticed about the stadium as well was nobody was singing.
Nobody was singing.
I know there wasn't nothing to get excited about, but at least like you're the 12th man. Like, you know, try and drag them through that bad spell in the first half.
There's not really nothing to sing about. But yeah, I hear what you're saying. The atmosphere was non-existent.
Yeah.
The fans were non-existent. It was just empty seat off. I mean, the owners of the club must be looking at the empty seats this season, because that's one thing you've not really seen at Arsenal over the years.
Right.
But in this, you know, the Carabao Cup and also in this Europa League, because of the calibre of teams we've been playing, there's a lot of fans who are just like, I can't be arsed, man. Ostersund's with 3-0 up.
Yeah.
It's cold.
Yeah, it
can't
was
be
cold
bothered
as well.
Can't be bothered to see, you know what I mean? And then you look at, during the week, you see the Chelsea playing Barcelona, his excitement and stuff. We really need to get back into the Champions League, don't we? This has been a dose of reality, hasn't it?
It has, but I've quite enjoyed it. I must be honest. Listen, nobody enjoys getting spanked by Barcelona and Bayern Munich and teams like that. But let's be real, if we were in the Champions League this season, do you think we would have got out of the group? The way we've played, especially away from home?
Probably not, no.
There you go. I'd rather be still in this competition and through to the next round.
For some of the teams, you know, I mean, listen, it's been fun because we're going to new places, right? We're going to, you know, we haven't gone to places like Red Star Belgrade and, you know, Batty Borisov. I enjoyed those trips, you know what I mean?
I didn't enjoy Borisov.
Ostersund's, you didn't enjoy Borisov? Well, you didn't. That's because, you know, you messed up your flights and you took about 100 flights to get there. But I enjoyed going there to Belarus. It was a really beautiful place. It's nice to go to new locations, but, you know, that's us going out there. But the return legs, the legs that have been at the Emirates have not excited fans at all. And they have not been turning up, and it must be very worrying.
I'll be honest, I'm shocked that, I mean, I know the Carling Cup, Carabao Cup, whatever we're going to call it, I know we're going to talk about it shortly, but I'm shocked that in the Europa League, the attendances at home have been so low. Because, and I know it's not the glamour ties that you get against Barcelona's, the Bayerns, the Real Madrids, etc., but last season, United won this, and Jose elevated this tournament slightly, right? Plus the fact that it's got the little carrot dangling of the Champions League qualification. You know, we're progressing well in it, you know what I mean? And it's a cheap night in terms of league games because it's cheaper tickets, etc. So
I'll tell you what it is, Lee, right? I don't think fans are going to get excited about it until later on. So, you know, Batty Borisov at home, Ostersund's at home with 3-0 up. Fans are not excited about that. I mean, maybe they should maybe had those games on general sale, might have done better, than, you know, season ticket holders who just said, I can't be bothered. I mean, Mujinami there says the Europa League is boring. That's what he says. It's boring.
Oh, I don't know. I can't agree with that 100%. I get where he's coming from because, listen, like, there's some teams in there that we've never heard of. Yeah, so people are going to always...
Like Ostersund's, I'd never heard of them before the draw.
I'd never heard of them, but people are going to gravitate to the bigger teams. Now we've got a glamour tie as it is against AC Milan, then hopefully it's a bigger stadium, like sell out and you know, more fans there, and hopefully we don't put performance in like last night, because if we do, even though they're struggling in their league, you know, they'll still tear us a new one.
Well, let's talk about that. The draw's been made, and we have drawn AC Milan. Let me tell you also, just looking at it, some of the what the other teams have got. If I quickly get it up here, oh, it's disappeared. Well, anyway, listen, we've drawn AC Milan. I love live. I love live. Yeah, here it is. So the draw: Lazio versus Dynamo Kiev, RB Leipzig versus Zenit St. Petersburg, Atletico Madrid versus Lokomotiv Moscow, but they'll be glad to have more Russian clubs back in Spain, won't they, after last night? Jesus. CSKA Moscow versus Lyon, Marseille versus Atletico Bilbao, Sporting Lisbon versus Victoria Pleasant, Borussia Dortmund versus Red Bull Salzburg, and AC Milan versus Arsenal. That is the big one of all of these games. AC Milan versus Arsenal. First tie to be played in Milan. Excited about that one?
I am. Yeah, I am excited. Like I said yesterday, I wanted Atletico, and people laughed and said, "Why do you want to?" You even laughed.
Yeah, why do you want Atletico for? Do you want to go out straight away?
Because do you know what? Right? I said this yesterday. When we play better teams, we tend to raise our game because we can't be complacent. Because if we are complacent, we get 5-1, 5-1, 5-1. Right? So we have to step up. When we're 3-0 like last night, everyone's just walking around like, yeah, whatever. But AC Milan ain't the great AC Milan of 15, 20 years ago, the same as Arsenal ain't the great Arsenal of 15, 20 years ago. But we're still both decent teams, and we're both about on par with each other, so it's going to be a cracking tie. And they're not doing that great, although I might be wrong in saying this, I'm sure somebody will put us right, but I don't think they've lost a game this year, in 2018. But to me...
7th in their league.
Yeah, they're doing shocking. To me, what they've done is they went and bought a load of decent players, but they didn't require all of them decent players, and they don't know where to play them. A little bit like Everton. And what's happened is none of them have really performed great, and they're 7th. So, it's going to be interesting, but I think we'll beat them.
The main Anon says, I think AC Milan are beatable, but if we're going out, now is the time. So he's not confident. I mean, you know... they are going to be, it's going to be a big test. It's going to be a big test for Arsenal because they do have the history and stuff like that. It will be a sellout. It won't be, you know, probably be a sellout at the Emirates as well. I mean, so it'll be an entertaining game. And if we are to win it, like you said, we need to get past teams like this.
We've got to beat the better teams. Listen, you can't go through the whole tournament not playing better teams. You know, we got, last season we had Sutton and Lincoln back to back. Yeah. And we were struggling. They were the only 2 wins we won in that time. In 10 wins, 10 games, 2 wins. They were the 2 wins, which got us to a semi. By the time we got to the semi, we raised our game. The same in this. We've had the lesser teams. Now we've got to the latter stages. Now let's raise our game. Shut up shop. Stop making stupid errors, and hopefully go through again and again. And then when we get to a semi or a final, you're that close. Yeah, and then everyone around the club starts believing. Do you know what I mean? That gets the traction, and then before you know, you're in the final.
Nicolas Solar says, a good draw for us. Must win with a big chance to qualify.
I agree.
But
for me, the danger team in that competition are Atletico. They're the big one, which is why I wanted them.
You wanted them.
Yeah, that's why I wanted them. Because if you eliminate them, yeah, then you cannot not beat everyone else. You beat them, they're the best team in there, in my opinion. You know, if you beat them, knock them out, you're halfway there.
If you get knocked out, you know what I mean? I'd rather them play somebody else and they get knocked out along the way by a shot or something, and then we get someone easier if we can get to the final. John Paul Shavadi, he says, we will smash AC Milan.
Agreed.
He says, and sign Bonucci. Yeah, because Bonucci plays for them. I forgot Bonucci's... Bonucci's, you know, he was one of the big signings. Has not come off either.
I'm shocked he went there.
Apparently, he's been very poor as well.
Yeah.
He's been very, very poor.
They all have all their new signings. None of them have stood out. None of their new players. And they bought a lot of new players in the summer, and everyone was looking at their team going, right, they're the team to beat in this competition. But yeah, they're in the knockout stages, same as us. But their league form's on par with ours. They're shocking at the moment.
Kwame says the Europa League is a snooze fest.
There weren't no way we were sleeping out in Sweden, mate. We were freezing. We had to stay awake. Listen, everyone mugs this competition off, right? The fact that there's a Champions League carrot there, the fact that Man United won it makes me want to win it even more. Yeah, because they were all lauding it last season, and rightly so. He came in, he won them 2 cups, the 2 cups we're in. Yeah,
a lot of people actually forget that, you know, they're looking at us and they're saying, oh, United are in the Champions League, and we... Yeah. A lot of people forget that Manchester United finished 6th last season. Yeah. 6th. Same position we're in at the moment. And the reason why they are in the Champions League this season is because they won the Europa League. So it's very important.
Let's be real. As soon as he threw his eggs into that Champions League basket, was there anybody out there that didn't think he was going to win it?
Yeah, having said that, I think they had a lot. It was a lot easier. It was a lot easier for Man United last season. Some of the teams they played, even the final, Ajax, they were dreadful. It was like playing an under-23s team.
The funny thing is, Ajax were doing so well all the way through that tournament, and they got to the final, and it was just like they were froze. Like they just froze. They were like, "Right, this is Man United," like, and just froze. Didn't get it. It was too big for them. But I don't know. It was funny when Chelsea won it. If you look at the teams Chelsea played to get to the final and actually win it, you know, they probably had the easiest route out of any team ever to win a European trophy. Yeah, so, you know, if we're going to do it, we're going to do it the hard way.
We're going to have to do it the hard way because, you know, as I said, you know, when you look at, you know, the lineup, what I just said, those are good teams in there, you know. Lazio, very good team. Yeah. RB Leipzig, you know what I mean? A lot of people talking about Borussia Dortmund, but RB Leipzig actually better team than Dortmund at the moment.
Salzburg are a good team.
Yeah, Atletico Madrid, CSKA Moscow, decent team. Lyon, it's at Lyon, the final. They are a good team. There's a couple of players.
Wouldn't it be ironic if we get Lyon in the final? Lacazette scores the winner.
Marseille, good team. Atletico Bilbao, good team. One of those are going to go because they're playing each other.
Yeah.
Sporting Lisbon, very good team as well. You know, good teams left. You know, you're going to have to beat good teams to win this tournament.
That's what I'm saying. And
you know, really, really good teams to win this tournament.
If we win it this year, it'll be well deserved, right? And nobody can sit there and mug it off and say, "Oh, look, it's the Europa," because we get a qualification to Champions League out the back of it. It's a European trophy, and we would have beaten some of the better teams along the way. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So I hope we do win it. I've wanted to win it all season.
Can we win it with Danny Welbeck up front?
Oh God, no. Is the simple answer to that.
I felt sorry for Welbeck last night. You know what? I was willing him to score. I was really willing him to score, and it's just not going in for him, is it?
He's not a striker. Let's have it right. You go and look at his goal stats. He ain't a striker. For me, he's a left winger, or a right winger. More so left wing cutting in. He ain't a goal scorer, right? But his physique, the way he tracks back, his work ethic, and everything would make him a perfect winger. Yeah, but you put him in that 18-yard box and he just shrinks. He don't know what day it is. Like, so for me, if he's up front,
he had a header last night. He should have scored that.
What was he doing with the chip?
I'm like, but that's lack of confidence, I think, that chip, because I was like, blast the ball, just you know what I mean.
Square it back to the penalty spot. There was 3 players running in. Why you? And the thing is, like, this is a thing with Arsenal players. Iwobi's the same, right? They get to that area. And they're like panicking. They're like, "Oh, what do I do?" So in the end, they do nothing, and it just looks limp and like.
It won't be scared to I think the fans have got to him, and maybe that's a bit of the fans' fault, because I see Iwobi playing some games, right, and he's not the worst player on the pitch, but everybody, the first mistake he makes, Iwobi.
But the stuff, look, I said this yesterday, the stuff that I was hearing around me. For Iwobi, like people were cussing him yesterday.
It's like we're trying to ruin one of our young players.
And the thing is, for me, yes, he played bad. He was really bad last night. But when I've looked at the highlights again today, he was actually the only one who was turning and running at people.
He's the only one thing I like about this kid, right, is that he can pick the ball up and he can drive at defences, right? Yeah. Which is no defence likes that. That's why I think he gets in the team a lot, because he's one of the few players in the team that can pick the ball up and drive. Now, listen, even Mkhitaryan last night, I thought was poor yesterday. He gave the ball away just as much as Iwobi and that, but it was all right. I know Mkhitaryan's just come, so obviously he's going to get more leeway. But it was Iwobi was getting it. I mean, he was poor. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, he was, but the whole team were poor. Like,
right, but he seems to be the player that people are singling out. I don't know. I can't even put it down to that incident with the, you know, when he was out, when he shouldn't have been out, because they've been giving him stick before that.
Before that, yeah.
Why? Why Iwobi? Why? He's a young player. Why is it him that everybody's on his case?
I don't know. Arsenal fans are a fickle bunch at times, and like, everyone has their favourite players and everyone has their scapegoats. Yeah, obviously, you know, people would dig me out over what I say about Ozil sometimes. Yeah, and he was maybe my scapegoat. I don't know, but I knew there was a player in there. I just wanted to see it. Whereas same with Iwobi. Iwobi, we know he's got talent. Otherwise, he wouldn't still be here. But we just don't see that talent.
Is he going to make it at Arsenal?
If Arsene Wenger's still manager.
You think it's Wenger's fault? That's Wenger's fault. You're blaming everything on him.
Let's be real, right?
It's all Wenger's fault. It's all Arsene Wenger's fault.
If Wenger wasn't the manager and another guy came in, do you think that, not just Iwobi, but most of the squad, do you think they'd get a lift from that? Do you think that the shackles would be off? Because to me, what it seems like, and like you said about the fans getting on people's cases, etc., right? I think with Iwobi, because he's such a young lad, he's never had a loan. Yeah, whereas other players, Wilshere, they've had loans. Yeah, when they get it into a position where it's either square it or shoot, they're so scared to shoot, even if that's the better option, because they're scared of what the fans are going to say if they miss, right? So they get into a position and then they do neither and end up looking like, oh, well, I've just given the ball away for no reason. Then everyone gets on their case more, then their confidence is done.
A player like Iwobi thrives off confidence. He's going to need confidence. If you watch how he plays, when you're playing that style, whereas basically you're driving at defenders a lot, that's your, using your skills and technique and pace to get past defenders, you're going to lose the ball sometimes, because sometimes the defender's going to win the battle, the defender's going to win the ball off of you, right?
Yeah.
If every time he does that and he loses the ball, everyone goes, no, Iwobi, that means he's going to stop attempting that.
Yeah.
So I've seen him in certain games beat players, get into a great position where he can have a shot. Then I think out of the corner of his eye, he glances and says, uh-oh, it's the North Bank, right? And they're all waiting to see, I better try and pass it. I don't know, he's really lacking confidence. I mean,
I think
he's a young player. I don't want us to destroy this guy.
Of course.
I've seen us, and also it's for Iwobi to fight his way through this as well. I see us one time destroy Alex Song.
Yeah.
I was there at that game at Fulham away when he got booed off by Arsenal fans at half-time, and he was a young player.
Iwobi?
But he fought his way back.
Aboué
as well. Aboué fought his way back. So I'm hoping...
The thing with Iwobi, he burst on the scene, he scored against Everton, and everyone's like, yeah, we've got another great kid coming through here. But then you threw him in against Bayern Munich away. Yeah, 5-1. Yeah, that was a game too far, too quick. Yeah, and I think this is why I'm saying it's more so Wenger's fault. I know the fans have been on his case, but the way Wenger manages these players, right, especially Iwobi and the younger ones, right, you put them in my opinion, you put them in, you throw them in for 20 minutes here, you then start them in a game, yeah, then you throw them back in the reserves, yeah, and then they got that taste of first team action, so they try even harder, and then they fight their way back to the bench, then they come on again. And it's managing your players rather than playing them game after game after game after game and just killing their confidence because you're losing here. Everyone's on their case there. And before you know it, you've got a 22-year-old kid who just don't know what to do and don't know whether he's coming or going and disillusioned. And before you know it, his career's over.
Timby ArsenalFanTV says, the real problem filters back to Wenger. He leads the tactical aspect, which is the most important thing. This squad of players is perfectly capable of winning the league. I'm not sure about that. So why don't they? Definitely, this squad of players is definitely capable of challenging for the league. But, it's just been...
I think we're 3, maybe 4 players short of actually mounting a title challenge. But not with this manager. And it's sad, there was one time where I used to idolise the guy, but that's history. Arsenal Football Club moves on. Yeah, we're still stuck in the same rut, the same cycle, while we're seeing all these other teams around us, getting better managers, they're getting better players, they look like a team, whereas we don't. It doesn't matter what 11 we put out there, we look disjointed. Yeah, and it's not fluid. Everyone looks like they don't know what they're doing. Yeah, and we see these abject performances way too often. And what's the one constant? You know what I mean?
One constant in winning trophies as well. Recently, Cups, Wenger.
Yeah, but listen, let's be real, right? Like I said earlier, we had Lincoln City and we had Sutton United.
Don't start
right?
that.
I know you can only beat who's in front of you.
Don't start that, because you also, you had Lincoln City, and you had, you did Sutton United.
But they were the only 2 games we won in 10 games.
Who did you have to beat in the semi-final?
Yeah, no, I get that.
Who did we have to beat in the final?
But if we'd had them, if we'd had Chelsea and City when we got Lincoln and Sutton, the run of form we were on, we would have lost.
If buts on maybe, you can't say stuff like that. They beat what was in front of them. They got to the semi-finals. Everybody looked at it and said, "Yeah, you barely beat Lincoln and that. You're going out."
Yeah.
Right.
Then you get to the final. Nobody gave us a prayer in that.
Beat Man City. Beat Chelsea.
Yeah.
It's cup competition.
Props to them. Like, fair play to them, but. At the same time,
I don't like to hear this rubbish. Seriously,
no.
When people
we hold the FA Cup as the Holy Grail.
No, I'm not saying you hold it as a Holy Grail, but this thing about, oh yeah, but you only beat Hull in the final. That was who got to the final.
True.
That's who got true. Right.
That's true. But
remember when Man City had Wigan in the final? Did they beat them? No.
Did they beat them the other day?
Did they beat them the other day? No, but that's what I'm saying. When people say things like, yeah, but you only had Hull in the fight. Listen, whoever's there,
you can only beat who's in front of you.
You got to beat what's there. You got, and you know, you got. Nobody gets a non-league team all the way up to the final, do they?
We don't. No, of course you don't.
So you know, we beat what was there. You know what I mean? We beat what was there. We got to the final. We won it.
And I was buzzing. But it's not the Holy Grail, the FA Cup.
We all want to. We want to see Arsenal challenging in the league.
Yeah, exactly. That's where we're at.
But I'm just saying, with the Wenger thing now, he has won a few trophies recently. We're going to get onto now the Carabao Cup, and he's got a chance now to win
another one.
He's got a chance now to win another trophy. Now I want to ask you a question, right? Because I heard, you know, the I forgot his name now, but the fan we interview sometimes, the blind guy.
Okay.
Right. Yesterday, he said something yesterday, which I'm sorry, I can't agree with that.
No way.
Now, he said that, you know what, in a way, he'd rather us lose if it meant that Wenger went. I don't agree with that. I want to win every competition that we're in. We're in the final of the Carabao Cup. Now, I know it's not the be-all and end-all, like you said, but I want to win it. If we beat Manchester City and win the Carabao Cup, it's silverware.
Exactly. Listen, I remember us winning this competition all the way back in '93 when we done the double, the cup double against Sheffield Wednesday. I remember us winning that. I was only little. Like, I'm jumping around like, mate, people have mugged this competition off for way too long. Yeah, for whatever reason, you know, we played the kids in it for years and years and years.
Yeah.
We even played the kids in the final against Chelsea.
Oh, God.
Theo's first goal for Arsenal.
I remember driving back from flipping Wales, thinking, why did Wenger play pure kids?
Yeah, and then
Birmingham. Against people like Drogba and that.
Yeah, Birmingham.
Birmingham,
another one.
Oh, my God, that was terrible.
If we're in it, I want to win it. Whether it be the League Cup, the Europa League, the Champions League, the League, whatever it may be, it's a cup.
I'm glad you said that.
Even the Emirates Cup. And we fix that every year. So, you know what I mean? Yeah. Fix that on goals scored and like whatever, do you know what I mean? So I want us to win it. And, you know, we've got a chance. We're in the final. It's a 50-50 chance, isn't it?
Gooner Fever says, Robbie, cups are not a true measure of a team. The league is. Because it's a 9-month-long competition. There's much less luck involved. Where did we finish last year? That's the measure of Wenger's team. Listen, of course, you're right.
I agree with that.
The league is the most important thing. But I want to win these cups as well. If that's what we're going to win this season. You can't win the league every year either.
No. See, he's right in what he's saying, but at the same time, in 30 years' time, when you're telling your kids or your grandkids or whatever it may be, oh yeah, we finished 5th that year. Like, you're not going to say that, are you? You're going to say you won the cup. Oh yeah,
that year we finished 2nd.
Yeah.
Like what Tottenham would say. Yeah, we finished.
You're going to say you won the cup that year. I remember we won that cup. Nobody gave us a chance. You know, we were up against this great team that has spent billions. Like, that's what you're going to tell people. You're not going to say you finished 5th or you finished 6th. So I do get what he's saying, and I kind of sort of agree with it. But at the same time, it's all about trophies.
All right, listen. On Sunday, there ain't no Lincoln City, and there ain't no Sutton United in the final. Either. There ain't no Hull in the final. There ain't no Aston Villa in the final. No. It's Manchester City. With all the big guns. They won't be playing no kids, that's for sure. Nope. All the big guns will be there. There's a doubt apparently over Raheem Sterling. He might not be available for the game, they're saying. But Jesus might be back. And then, of course, you've got Aguero, De Bruyne, the Silvers, Sane. They're all there, man. Can Arsenal beat them?
We can. Whether we do or not, we shall find out on Sunday. But we're in the final.
You sat on the fence there.
No, I'm not going to sit on the fence because I do actually think we will beat them. Yeah, I do actually think we'll beat them. but it's not going to be easy. We're going to have to ride our luck, yeah, because they are running away with the title for a reason. They press you high, they suffocate you high up the pitch, force you into mistakes, and then they just come at all angles. Yeah, and they use the width so well. Yeah, and if we ain't on it defensively, it could get embarrassing. Yeah, and I don't want to be walking out of there going, well, we've just lost 5-0 or 4-2, or I don't want that. I want us to go there, put a solid performance in where we just sit there, yeah, not too defensive, but sit there, be rigid, yeah, but break quickly. And with Aubameyang in the team, we can do that. And like I said, if we play Welbeck as well, then we've got a chance, because the pace.
Pat's Mouth says, Robbie, it's going to be much closer than people think. You always turn up for the big occasion, and that is true about Arsenal, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, we go to those finals and we do turn up.
Well, nobody gave us a prayer against Chelsea. Not one Arsenal fan I met that day thought we were going to win. Yeah, and all the Chelsea fans were lauding it before kick-off, like, with their bus coming round, singing all their songs and all that. Yeah, giving it celery and all that. And I was just like, look at this lot, they already think they've won it. And then we came out there and we'd won it, you know, and they didn't show up and we dominated. So
City, though, number one, they're a wounded animal, because that was an embarrassing defeat for them to Wigan.
League One.
And all the incidents that happened around it and stuff like that. And also, they're going to be going into this game knowing that, you know what, we cannot take Arsenal lightly. Because look at Arsenal's record in winning trophies in finals at Wembley. We know we got to bring out A game or we lose to Arsenal. They wouldn't have fancied getting us in the final. I don't think any team out there, whatever we want to say as Arsenal fans, nobody wants to get us in a final of, you know, domestic trophies, because they know that Arsenal damn good at that.
That's the thing, we can raise our game. We can beat any team in world football on a given day. Yeah, and this is what I was saying about Atletico previously. The better the team, the better the performance. Yeah, and especially at Wembley, because nobody gives us a surprise. I like the fact that we're underdogs, because we were underdogs last year. Yeah,
but we're not massive underdogs, are we? Because
I don't know.
I don't think we're underdogs. But a lot of people that I've spoken to, I speak to some people, you're going to get smacked. I mean, this guy here, Ashke Zanje, he says, I'm a Manchester City fan, and I think we're going to thrash you, as we're wounded by Wigan's loss.
Is there a way to save that comment?
Yeah, we've got to save it. He said, we're wounded by the Wigan loss, and Guardiola is going to win his first trophy this season. But there's also quite a lot of other fans that I've spoken to. They're like, you know what? Boy, Arsenal, man, in finals. And so
the thing is, what he's just said there has just made me think, right? Pep hasn't won a trophy for City yet, has he?
No.
He hasn't won a trophy, and he's just been knocked out the cup, one cup. If we beat him, I know they're going to win the title, but is that good enough for Man City with the amount of money they spent? Is he going to be under pressure next year to go and, if they don't win Champions League, for example? So, you know, they're under pressure. Listen, let's be real. They're not
going to sack Guardiola, are they?
Well, I don't know.
If they do, send
him our way. We'll have him. We'll do a part X. Send Wenger up the way. I'll drive him.
Rami Ali says the Carabao Cup is Wenger should go for it, especially as it's a trophy that he's never won. He's never won.
He has
never won the League Cup, right? So you know it is something that he should go for.
Yeah.
And you're confident, yeah?
I am. I do actually think we'll beat him. Graham was saying last night. I see his video, and he was saying that Fernandinho's their link.
Yeah.
Stop Fernandinho, you stop a lot of their attacks.
Yeah, you stop Fernandinho, then you've got to stop De Bruyne.
Yeah.
You stop De Bruyne, then you still got Silva.
De Bruyne's
stop
amazing,
Silva, then you've got
to stop Sane and Aguero and Jesus and Carl Walker. Man, their team's unreal, isn't it? Let's be real. But he's right. Fernandinho is the linchpin. Yeah, he's the one that holds it all together, and a lot of their attacks go through him. Yeah, so I think if we press him up a little bit higher, get on him. Yeah, maybe man mark him or something, like just follow him around the pitch. Yeah, and if you stop him, yes, there's fantastic players everywhere, but he is the one that links it all together, and he is their defensive link as well. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, we've got a chance. We've got a great chance. We're Arsenal. We've got a chance against anyone. Do you know what I mean?
This guy is Walilio. I pronounce his name right. He says, "I'm a Manchester United fan, and I hope that Arsenal win. Pep is a fraud. And I hope Wenger signs a new contract. Win-win for us.
These Man United
fans, man.
You know, my mates are Man United. Some of my mates are Man United, yeah, and they're the same. They're like, yeah, we hope Arsenal win. Wenger in forever. Yeah, and it means Pep didn't win nothing. Do you know what I mean? It's like, listen, we've got a chance. Both teams have got a chance. I think it's going to be a great final. I think it's going to be a joy to watch.
Oliver Golding says, Arsenal turn up at Wembley and the Spurs game was a one-off. It will be a tight game. I'm nervous playing Arsenal. Don't underestimate Arsenal. It sounds like he sounds like he's a Man City fan, and that's what I'm telling you. A lot of City fans is another guy here, City fan Zio Nix. He says I hate playing Arsenal, and even in that first game against them, when Lacazette pulled that goal back, and it was 2-1, we were all over them.
And then they scored that
got that
goal.
dodgy, offside goal.
Yeah.
You know, listen, if we don't have any fear.
That's the thing. If we go out there, listen, we've done so well at Wembley that the players should be going out there 10 foot tall. Yeah, I know we lost to that lot the other day, but we should walk out there onto the pitch, soaking it all in, going, right, this is our home, not theirs. Yeah, like we're going to do them. And that'll give you an extra lift. The fans are going to be on it anyway. You know, fans are like at Wembley. So we've got good memories there. Man City, they haven't got so good memories. We knocked them out last year in a different cup. So, I don't know.
Devin says, what can we learn from Wigan's performance against Manchester City?
How to defend properly. A League One team showing us how to defend. I don't think we can go defensive. Take nothing away from Wigan. They were fantastic. But if we do that, nah, we'll get taken apart.
Tactical Gamer says, I'm a City fan and I'd rather have had Chelsea after what happened last season. I've got a gut feeling when playing against Arsenal, but I hope we win. They're nervous.
They are nervous.
A lot of City fans nervous, man.
I'm shocked. Listen, if I was a Man City fan right now, I'd be lording it over everyone. Yeah, the team they've got, the manager they've got, the way they're playing football, they've been nothing short of brilliant this season, let's be real. But it's a one-off game.
A guy who calls himself Robbie for Arsenal manager says, Arsenal should get tied to go to the training ground to boost the players' confidence. I could just imagine him setting the dogs on him and running him out, man. You know what I mean?
give him a sip of whatever's in his water bottle.
Right, a City fan again, Pac-Mouse says, if I was Arsenal, I would target our left-hand side. Delph won't be playing.
Yeah, Danilo will probably be playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that somewhere to target?
It is, because Delph's been decent this season. Kyle Walker's better than any wing back that they have. So yeah, that's definitely the way we should be targeting. But it's who we put over that side to target that side. Do you know what I mean? You know, if we're going up there with Bellerin and Iwobi, then I don't know.
They were too both of those were poor. I don't want to say too much about Hector.
We've
been trying to keep it a Hector-free zone, but man,
yeah, we're zipping on that one, yeah.
he was poor last night as well, though. You know what I mean?
He was got nuts in the first couple of minutes.
If he plays like that,
that's why I'm worried, because
he's got a.
They push so high and they come at you.
Not just Hector Bellerin, by the way. Both wing backs.
Yeah.
Kolasinac as well. They were very poor last night.
He was all right going forward, Kolasinac, but shocking defensively. But I don't know. It depends what formation we go
I don't think they're going to play like that against City. They're going to be more concentrated.
Depends what formation we go with. Do we go with a 5 at the back?
Yeah, funny enough, Stapleton Footy TV says, Robbie, Lee, would you play 3 central defenders?
Personally,
it's what we did last year.
I wouldn't.
It's what we did last year against them, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was.
And it worked.
And Monreal scored.
Yeah.
But personally, I wouldn't. I'd go 4-2-3-1 against them.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'd go with 3 behind Aubameyang. Ozil, Welbeck, Iwobi, and then
3 at the back. I don't mind, because
you could do, because you could
with
put
those wing backs running.
in.
Yeah, we've got to stop their wing backs. We've got to stop Walker. We got to stop them. If we don't stop them, we're going to get smashed.
The problem I see with going 3 at the back, 3 centre backs, is the fact that you're basically saying we give you too much respect. You're going to have all the ball. We're going to have to compensate you. Why don't they compensate us?
Because they're better than us.
Yeah, great. We're better than them on a given day.
Because the thing is, right, when it comes to... let me tell you the difference with City. They're very similar to us in possession and stuff like, but they do it so much quicker.
Yeah, some of the passes De Bruyne's put into the box.
They
this
use
season,
their width very well, and they whip balls in, and the quality of De Bruyne's there. I think he's a guy very important. We stop his deliveries into the box. Got to close him down. Got to deny him space. If we don't, he will hurt us.
Just wipe him out. First, stick
you can't wipe out players.
No, stick one on
you do well, a lot of teams have tried that this season, and it's Pep Guardiola would be very angry about it.
Well, Wenger's already said, like, stop moaning and all that, and he come out today and said something along the lines of they don't need protection. The refs just let them do their job, and I thought that was quite funny coming from Wenger. But
family says Arsenal don't let everyone down this weekend.
Agree. Come on, Arsenal.
It's a tough game. It's a very, very tough game.
Imagine the buzz that'll give us if we win it, though.
Noir FIFA says Aubameyang's the Gabonese Welbeck.
Is he a City fan?
Lost.
Is he a City fan?
I don't know. He's obviously not. He's obviously not an Arsenal fan.
The Gabonese Welbeck.
This could be the sort of game that launches the Gabonese Welbeck. Oh my!
Mate, you're watching Bag Hat-Trick tomorrow, yeah? We're coming for you, bruv.
But you know what? It's a big game for Aubameyang because you know what? And he'll be chomping at the bit. He ain't played now for a couple of weeks, and he'll be. By the way, that's another sore point for me. Why the hell is he not allowed to play Aubameyang in the Europa League?
Stupid.
When I say Alexis Sanchez is in the Champions League, he was playing for Arsenal. He's allowed to play in the Champions League.
The thing is, Dortmund ain't even played a game in it.
They've not played a game in the Europa League. This is madness.
Yeah, stupid.
Absolutely ridiculous. But he's going to be able to play it on the Saturday.
But we did know this before we signed him. So to moan after the event,
but we didn't know Lacazette would be out, did we?
This is true.
But this is, you know what? It's a big game for Aubameyang, right?
Massive.
He didn't really play that great against Tottenham at Wembley. But he would have got a chance to side.
Though, did he?
And now one time he was in behind. It was waved offside, but he was in behind. Now, he could be the key because I want to see us hitting him with balls in behind. Because the one thing we know that City will do is they're going to press high up the pitch. Yeah. That's how they play.
So they're going to leave.
And they're not going to change that. Behind. That's what they always do. They back themselves to press. Now, if we can win that ball and get the ball forward quickly in behind to Aubameyang, you know he's got the pace.
And that's the thing.
He can even leave off goal like Walker behind, isn't it?
Oh, all day long.
Yeah.
You'll get put in scenarios. If you can nick the ball off them while they're too far up, you'll be in scenarios where you're going at Otamendi and Fernandinho and whoever else they're playing at centre back. Is the new guy Laporte? Is he eligible, or is that another rule they've put in? Do you know what I mean? But you're getting scenarios where you're 3-on-3, and let's be real, Man City's defence ain't that great. It's just the fact that they're so good going forward, and they just camp you on the edge of the box. So then the only out ball is just hoof, and then you get it back, and it's like watching Barcelona like from years ago. Do you know what I mean? They're that good at the minute, but yeah, Aubameyang, this could be the game where he goes, yes, I have now arrived. I know he scored in his debut, which was offside.
It was, but it was a brilliant finish, wasn't it?
It was a great goal. But this could be the stage. To me, he comes across as like the guy who's got all the swagger. Yeah, he's got the haircut, he's got the flashy cars, the flashy suits and all that. Yeah, now let's see that flashiness on the pitch, and this could be the game for him.
Cod Patrol says, Cod Patrol-less Grossman says, Aubameyang is an overrated tapping merchant. Bundesliga teams have the worse defences than Premier League. I mean, this thing again, when I hear people... I don't know, I keep hearing this thing come up where people say, oh, he was only in the Bundesliga.
Do they not count if they're tap-ins then? Do they not count?
No, but he doesn't just score tap-ins.
Of course he don't.
He's a great finisher.
It's like when people say, oh,
where does Lewandowski play? Is that not the Bundesliga?
Exactly. It's like when people say, oh, he's a penalty merchant, would they count, don't they?
Yeah, when Bayern Munich beat us 5-1 back-to-back, where they play?
Exactly.
Bundesliga.
Exactly.
Where did De Bruyne used to play before he came, he was at Chelsea, nobody rated him. Where did he play?
Yep, Bundesliga.
And
now he's smashing the Premier League apart.
But it's rubbish, isn't it? It's not a very good league, or, just saying, you know what I mean? The Bundesliga, listen, Aubameyang is a top player. And I'm telling you, if he could, if he could bang one in at the weekend, wow, that would do massive for his confidence.
Yeah, big time.
Stephen says he's Arsenal's Pogba.
Yeah, do you know what? I get that. He is Arsenal's Pogba. He's got the swagger, mate. He's got the swagger. You've seen his flashy cars, his flashy suits. Yeah, and to me, he's the sort of player that walks in and goes, yeah, I'm the main man here. Like, and Pogba, for me, I think Pogba's a good player. I think he's being mismanaged at Man United, but yeah, Aubameyang definitely, man. He is our Pogba.
Danny said we should play Saad Kolasinac as a left winger and not a left back versus City. He was superb in the Bundesliga as a winger last year.
Maybe it's an option. If it's a choice of him or Welbeck, then yeah, maybe. But I don't know. I don't know. See, the thing is, I'm looking at the players we can play, the formations we can play, and we ain't got a massively great squad. The first 11 you could put together, we're sitting there debating on a Iwobi, Welbeck, because where is everyone else? There isn't anyone else. We're not going to throw Reece Nelson into that.
Robbie for Manager also says, Robbie, Aubameyang will know how to defeat a Pep Guardiola side. Remember Dortmund versus Bayern in many occasions. He's used to playing it. That's a great shout, actually. That is a you know,
very good shout.
You know, I'd so love him. I'd so love him to really put in it.
How many games has Aubameyang played for Arsenal? How many games?
Well, this is just three.
One play, the first game he scored.
Yep.
Yeah. Then he played against Tottenham.
Yeah.
Yes, that's 2. That's it. Is that it? So this will be his 3rd game. Is that right? Unless we've missed a game.
Yeah. This will be his 3rd game.
There you go.
This will be his 3rd game.
3rd time lucky hat trick.
I hope you're right, mate.
Stick money on it.
I hope you're right. Just touching on some of the other games taking place over the weekend. Let me just take a look at them here.
Do you think we'll win, by the way?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I've got a feeling, man. I've got a feeling that we will win. I do. What do you think?
I think 2-1. I think we'll beat him.
2-1.
I think Ramsey will be the hero again. I think he'll score the winner.
I think Ramsey. You know, he loves Wembley. So you know, listen. I just got a feeling that City. Listen, they're a fantastic team. If they click, we're in trouble.
We could be leaving early.
But I just got a feeling that we'll be confident.
Yeah.
We'll be confident going into it. More confident than if we're playing them, you know, even when we played them in the league at home.
Yeah.
Got a decent record for, you know, away from home they always beat us, but at home they don't normally,
We've got them again next week, haven't we?
And we got them next week, straight after this, which is a weird thing, next week Thursday. So I'm going to touch on some of the other games in the Premier League. This is a bit of a sore point for me there, because why is there, if the League Cup on Sunday should be the only game in town?
Agree.
Now, on Sunday also, Crystal Palace versus Tottenham, Man United versus Chelsea. That's a huge game on at 2:05. Why are they playing those games, especially the Man United versus Chelsea one, on the same day?
Yeah.
Why? How does that make sense? You take away from the Carabao Cup. No wonder people don't give it the respect it deserves.
You've taken away all the build-up. Yeah, the build-up the whole day. The road to Wembley and all that, you know. Start at 8 in the morning, do the whole day build-up and watch the players walking around the pitch, soaking the atmosphere in, watching the fans turn up at the ground.
It takes away from
that game's on, that game will finish, and then bang, straight into the cup final.
Yeah,
it's just like, come on.
But I mean, these are important games for Arsenal in you know, trying to get into the top 4. You know, Crystal. I know you laugh about it, but listen, you never know, right? But Crystal Palace versus Tottenham, we need Crystal Palace to do us a favour.
Benteke to the rescue.
All right, forget that one. No chance. And Man United versus Chelsea. What would be the best result in that game? A draw?
I don't know. Man United win, maybe.
And who do you think will win that game?
It's Old Trafford, isn't it?
Chelsea played well during the week, but
they did play well.
United, I thought, were dreadful against Sevilla.
They've got the best keeper in the league, though, Man United.
Chelsea's keeper ain't too bad either, Courtois.
He wants out, doesn't he? He wants to go.
True,
I don't know, but
that's going to be a tight game, isn't it? I mean,
I don't know. I think that's.
And Alexis Sanchez, what for you so far? What have you made of him so far?
I see a brilliant tweet. His best performance for United was playing the piano. I can't remember who tweeted, but what a tweet. But
he hasn't pulled up any trees.
No,
I mean, I was chatting
not.
to a United fan. I was on a train today, and I was chatting to a United fan, and he was like, "Why did we buy him? We didn't need him."
They brought him to stop City having him. It's as simple as that. That's the only reason they brought him, because he was going to go to City, and Jose thought, no, I'm going to make a statement here as a manager. We're Man United. We ain't letting City dominate us. Yeah, so.
And even Mourinho heard him under a lot of pressure this week. United fans not happy again with the style of play.
Yeah, Pogba's in an
What's happened
as
to
well.
Pogba? What is this with Pogba?
I don't know.
You know,
it's Jose all over though. I think Jose's a brilliant football manager, right? And I rate him. He won 2 trophies last season. He still is.
He's still a great manager, but has he? I don't know if he's as great as he used to be.
I think the problem with him here is he believes a lot of his own hype, as we know.
Would you have wanted him at Arsenal?
Yeah, I'd take him over Wenger all day long. I would, genuinely, because first off, we wouldn't be shipping 2 goals against them last night.
Wenger. Let's Wenger left at the end of the season.
Yeah.
Mourinho. Would you take Mourinho as his replacement?
Yeah, all day long.
I wouldn't.
Really?
No. I don't like Mourinho's style of football. I don't like it, man. I said this is no sour grapes on United. Any United fan who's a mate of mine will tell you that I've said from ages. I don't. I'm a man.
Let me ask you a question.
What it is with me, yeah, I love attacking football, entertaining football. That's why Guardiola's football, Klopp's football. I enjoy it. When I see Liverpool play, for instance, right, it's exciting. When I see United play. Honestly, man.
Let me ask you a question,
when I look
Bobby,
at the
right?
players
when
they've
George
got,
Graham was our manager, 1-0 to the Arsenal, 1-0
let me tell you something, right? This is the truth.
Did you think that was boring?
At times, very boring.
But winning trophy at the end of it, is it boring?
No. Trophies are great.
Exactly. Yeah.
Of course, trophies are great.
Exactly.
I know I'm saying a bit of a fool now, but
attacks win games, defensive win
I'm telling you the truth.
Trophies.
I remember, right? I remember you get a lot of fans saying, yeah, in those days, lots and lots. If there was an ArsenalFanTV around in those days, the amount of fans who used to moan about the style of play at Arsenal, right? They used to moan, it's boring, it's dead, why are we good? But yes, you win. And we've seen it over the years with Mourinho's teams that at first fans are like, yeah, brilliant, we win. After a while, they're like, come on, man. Why are we,
This is why he doesn't ever stay at a club for so long, because the players stop believing in him. Because even they get bored of it.
Honestly, when I look at Man United, the talent on that pitch, they should not be. They should not be playing how they're playing. They should be on the front foot against Sevilla. They shouldn't be going there.
But then saying that, I do think they'll beat them at home.
Yeah, so, they probably will, David.
So then he'll be justified doing what he did.
Not really, because they're a better team than Sevilla. They should be beating them home and away.
Sevilla are a good team.
They're a good team, but look at the players that Manchester United have got. Look at Alexis Sanchez, Martial, Pogba. Why are you going and parking the bus against Sevilla?
True.
It's not Wigan.
True. But listen, if he pulls out, if he wins the Champions League, if he wins the Champions League, it's a massive if, because I don't think they will. But if they win it, is any Man United fan going to be sitting there going, oh, well, we went over to Seville and we parked the bus against... Of course they're not.
If he doesn't win it, though, they win. If he doesn't win it, do you think they're going to win it?
No.
Right, and if he doesn't win it, fans like what I heard this week are going to be like, what is going on? Why are we playing such boring football?
Exactly.
A couple of the other games, standout games, Leicester, Stoke. There's a lot of boring games on this weekend, actually, if I'm being honest.
No disrespect to Leicester or Stoke fans, by the way.
Bournemouth, Newcastle, Brighton versus Swansea, Burnley versus Southampton, Liverpool versus West Ham. If you've got a tenner, put it on that, man. I mean, Liverpool at home against West Ham.
That's nailed on. 4-5.
West Brom and the Taxi Boys versus Huddersfield. That's a 6-pointer. And Watford versus Everton. So the big games are all on Sunday. And as I said, for me, it takes away from the Carabao Cup. Yeah. And I'm not just saying that this year. I felt last year as well. I'm like, why are they playing these big games on the same day? You know?
Stupid. Like I said, it takes away the build-up. Obviously, Arsenal fans are going to be watching it anyway and watching the build-up. But other people want to watch it as well. Yeah. And they've now got a choice. Why give them a choice? Play that game. Why didn't they play that game at 5:30 Saturday night? That Chelsea Man United game or Man United Chelsea game. But
play it on Saturday, yeah.
Yeah, play it Saturday, early kick-off or late kick-off. Yeah, leave the whole day for us.
Listen, somebody here, there was a funny comment I saw here. Mujibi says, Pogba is the French Xhaka.
I'll swap him. I'll swap him for Xhaka.
I think I would as well, actually. I don't think Pogba's been that bad. Listen, just to remind you guys that next week, Tuesday, we're having our 5th anniversary party. We're celebrating it at YouTube HQ. We've got lots of guests coming, celebrities. It's going to be a big night. We're going to be filming some of it live. So look out for that on Tuesday night. It's going to be massive. That's on Tuesday night, ArsenalFanTV's 5th anniversary party. And it should be a really star-studded night. You coming? Did you get an invite?
I did.
Yeah, how'd you manage that?
I don't know.
Did we invite him? We invite Lee. Yeah? I thought we bombed him out, man.
Yeah,
that's why I was trying to mention it at the end. But no, look out for that. There's going to be lots of live stuff on the night. You know, we've given away a load of our golden tickets. So if you're one of those lucky golden ticket holders, fans of Arsenal, subscribers of ArsenalFanTV, really looking forward to meeting you guys on the night. But it's going to be, I don't want to talk too much about it, but it's going to be a brilliant, brilliant night. You know, let me just get one comment, get a couple more comments in before we go. Afia says, go Arsenal and bully Manchester City.
I'm not sure we've got the midfield to bully them. I'm just hoping, praying. I'm going to pray to God every night, and let's just hope we ride our luck and nick a couple of goals, man.
Let's leave it with this one. Bradong says that Pogba is the French Frimpong.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant.
Dench. What's happened to Frimpong? Where is he? He was in Russia or something.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know, man.
That's a bit of research for you guys out there. What's happened to Frimpong? Listen, for everybody who's been getting involved in the comments, brilliant. We've had so many comments right throughout the show. This is what this show's all about. We're going to be here every Friday night. You know, looking forward to Arsenal's game, looking forward to whatever games are going on in the Premier League. But of course, this week is all about the Carabao Cup. Apologies for the little glitch at the start of the live stream, but we're getting better with it. We're getting tighter with it. Make sure you tune in next week. Me and Lee will be sat here talking Arsenal, and let's hope we're talking about a big, big win for Arsenal.
We're sat here with big grins on our face next week.
Arsenal winning another trophy at Wembley. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, man.